But don't you cry yourself those tears, no fear. Yeah. Put down what you are carrying. Put down what you are carrying. Put down what you are carrying. Yeah. Put it down, down, down. Put down what you are carrying. Yeah. Put down what you are carrying. Put it down, down. Put down what you are carrying. Yeah. Put down, down. Put down what you are carrying. Yeah. Put down what you are carrying. Put it down, down. What you are carrying. Put it down, put it down, down. Put it down. Put down what you are carrying. Put down what you are carrying. Put it down, down. Put down what you are carrying. Put down, put down, put down, down. Put down what you are carrying. Put it down, down, down. Put it down, down. Put down what you are carrying. Put down, put down, put down, down. Put down what you are carrying. Put down what you are carrying. Put down what you are carrying. Put down, put down, put down, down. Put down what you are carrying.
Welcome everyone. It's so great to be here with you in this new moon energy, and I hope you enjoyed that song. That was a new one for me, but it came to me this week when I was working with something that needed to be put down, and it just felt so perfect that I've been listening to it a lot. So for today's gratitude practice, I'd just like to invite everyone to think about something that you can put down, something maybe you've been carrying that doesn't serve who you are becoming, who you aspire to become, and make room for something else. And in the new moon energy, we plant new seeds. So we can take the seeds of that something else that you want to call into your life and call it in during the practice and plant it. And we have a really special guest today. Robin, would you like to unmute, or maybe Craig can say a few words? Some of you have been here when Craig has been with us before, making his beautiful despachos, which you can see in a separate window over there, but I'll see if Craig and Robin want to say anything.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead, Craig.
Well, good morning. I'm honored to be here with all of you again, and especially to be able to share participating with you in a way that I do, making despachos or hawari kui, and I've already started it to get the base layer, so it's in connection with the lineage and with the ancestors, and so they're here with us today and helping us along with what Stephanie is guiding us to do. So I will participate, and then as I'm called, I'll add things to the despacho as to how I experience our time together.
Thank you, Craig. And I can't wait to see it. And I just love the way all the elements and all the energies that we share and we co-create get represented in this. So I wanted to start by sharing something that I hope that I've put down. I've mentioned a couple of times in sharings the past, I guess it's been 3 weeks now since my brother-in-law passed away, that I was experiencing a lot of grief. It wasn't just his grief for his sudden passing, but it was a lot of grief coming up, past grief, and I think some collective grief. And I shared that it felt like there was, like my heart was breaking open and there was a space in there. And I was hopeful that a new seed was going to be planted. And I believe that that is happening. And I'm really happy that today is a day for planting seeds, and the new moon supports us in doing that, and our practice supports us in doing that. But I wanted to share an example of something. So I have a small family. It's just my sister and I. Both of our parents have passed away. And then, my husband and our 2 kids. My husband's family is huge. He's the youngest of 6, and they have a lot of kids. And most of the family is very boisterous and really outgoing. And even when I was more boisterous myself, it was a lot to be with them as a group. It was pretty overwhelming sometimes. And we've been married 30 years now, so my brother-in-law who passed away lives locally, but he's the only one of my husband's siblings that lives locally. And everyone is flying in for the funeral this weekend. And my sister-in-law was trying to organize a get-together for around the funeral, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday, to make a whole weekend of it. And when my husband told me that, and that she had called and left a message saying that, my first thought was, of course, they're going to want us to host everyone. And I felt really intimidated by that. Not that we haven't had, a lot of his family over before, but around my still sadness over Joe and knowing their boisterousness and they're not having a funeral, for example, they're having a celebration of life at a winery, and we just deal with things differently. So the other night, my husband's been in New York this week. The other night after he told me that, off and on for 2 hours, I was thinking of how the conversation was going to go when he suggested we have it at our house, and how I was going to resist, and we were not going to have it at our house because I was worried. And then it occurred to me as I went to bed, you know how to deal with this. Why are you why are you spending your energy on this? Just give it to the field. And last night when he got home, I said, we're going to have the conversation from my heart. So I just casually asked, what did Jean say? And he's like, oh, she said she really wanted us all to get together. And before I knew it, my heart was saying, well, let's have everybody over here. And I'll go and get food and blah, blah, blah. And it was just a transformation that as it was happening, I couldn't believe I was saying it. And I knew that it was because I was in a better Aming state at that time, and I had not been the night before. So I see this as part of my pattern that I've shared of making things up and spending energy on things that don't have. That was pointless to be rehearsing that conversation and my resistance in my head. So I'm letting go of that pattern, and I'm trusting that that was the last of that pattern, or if it does appear again, I'll meet it from a completely different place, from a heart-centered place. And I'm trusting that having everyone here is going to be a beautiful experience and a contribution to the weekend, and not something that I was fearing before. So I share that in the hopes that maybe others want to share something that they want to let go and something that they want to call in. So I think what I'm calling in is more confidence that I will rise to the occasion of whatever life brings. So thank you, and Haula. And if anyone else has something to share
I,
about that, or thank you, Irene.
someone else? Oh, all right. Thank you, Stephanie. That was extremely helpful. And I often do the same thing. Although part of that storytelling for me is part of releasing it. You know what I mean? It's like telling on myself kind of thing and telling the story and all these scenarios in the head, even though it's often to me at the end, like, why'd I bother? It was a waste of energy. I think it was part of, I'm feeling like it's part of the process of letting it go. It may come back another time and the story may be shorter, and it's also a part of just kind of laughing at myself, right? Because we really don't know. It's reference framework kind of just tells us what we know. But deep down, when we do connect with heart, like recently something happened with a colleague, and it really was triggering and instead of retreating back to, my old, forget it, I'm not going to talk about all this stuff, I confronted it in a way that was new to me, right? Instead of running away, I confronted it, and the conversation started to get a little intense. And then I just kept breathing back into lower dantian and coming into my heart space. And as soon as that connection happened, the conversation changed. The defensiveness went away. It was just really what it was this about. So, it's really important stuff that we're doing in that recognition. But I do still feel the story for me is part of the releasing, the letting go of the old stuff. And regardless of waste of time, whatever it is, it is. And so I'm trying to accept that part too. And then when I can do that, things do shift. And I think it's about, letting go and just accepting what is, and knowing that as long as my heart is open, things will change. Things will have space. Heart open, there's a lot of space there. It never closes, right? Once we open that, I mean, it closes, but there's just a lot of good here. So thank you for your story. And I have other stories I could tell, but I'm not. That was important. So Hala, love you. Thank you.
Thank you, Irene. Hala. I love the idea that, yeah, they may come back, but the short stories can be shorter. One of my elders says that once we've learned a lesson, it circles around 7 times and meets us a different place each time till we really master it. So, anybody else want to share anything? What you're releasing, what you're calling in, Angie?
I'm not sure if I quite have the words for it yet because it's so new. And it does start with kind of telling on myself. I think I'm on the edge of releasing that I'm too old to go back into practicing medicine. And I did a 4-day conference with the Association of Lifestyle Medicine this weekend, and I felt like I had found the place that the medical system as it is today can heal people. And I could see places where I could fit. And just incredible stories of people in counties where they're connecting farmers with inner city people who aren't eating well, and they're setting up structures to meet the deficits in the health system and in society. And it just was so empowering. And so I don't know what form it will take. So it's a little tiny seed with a whole lot of dirt over it still. But I think I'm letting go of feeling like I'm too old to start again, and seeing a path that may welcome me and make space for me to safely go back into medicine.
How exciting. Oh, thank you so much, Angie. What was the name of the group again?
It's the Association for Lifestyle Medicine.
Awesome. Thank you.
And it just it both warms my heart that it exists, that it's happening in this country and in other countries. And and with the Qigong, I can feel that I've healed enough from the burnout I had and from what was going on before the stuff in my family caused me to retire. And I can feel that draw from my essence of both this is what I love and this is what I felt like the Creator was asking of me. Way back when I said I have no money and I have nobody in my family who's been to med school, and if you want me to do this, you better make sure the money comes here. And it did. So it's just it's like a coming home and a letting go all at the same time. Thank you all.
How
Wow.
I love the way you said that. It's really resonating. It's like coming home and letting go at the same time. We're coming home to our hearts. And all this beautifulness in the field. Shauna.
Yeah, thank you, Stephanie, and thank you too. I know I've heard from different folks that my name and my brother's name has been put in the field these last few weeks, and really grateful for that. It's hard to focus on just one thing to let go of in this situation that I'm in, but kind of when you said something comes around 7 times, Stephanie, that felt, so there's been a story in my life of being asked or demanded to take care of other people, my parents, my brother, at my own expense. And I have played that role at least 5 different ways in my lifetime, running away from it, agreeing to it and being, destroyed by it, setting rigid boundaries and doing it a little, not doing it at all. And it remains like a spiritual question. What do I want to, my brother is totally incapacitated. He's mentally ill. He has no boundaries. He is an extremely difficult human being beyond anything I've ever experienced, or I know anyone else who has ever experienced, in terms of his volatility and toxicity that's kind of out of his control, but it still lands, And so this time, where he has no choice because he can't move, he can't get up and say, no, I'm going to walk out of here. I'm trying, and I've become his power of attorney, something I never ever wanted to do as of yesterday. And I'm trying to relate to him and the situation, both with what is for the highest good for him, and how do I create boundaries that allow me to have my health? My body is so battered by what I've been through and by his constant hysterical he's got the emotional mind of a toddler for the most part. And so I guess what I'm trying to let go of is that it's impossible to find a harmonious reciprocal relationship with this human being in a way that both protects me and serves my wish for him to be as well as he can be. That somehow that appear, I don't know what it is, and that that I trust that if my choices result in his subjective suffering, it isn't because I am intending him suffering. It is because that is how he receives the information of this world as a personal attack and hysterical situation. And to come to peace with that, that I can't control his mind. And I have to live with both the pain of that and the precision of knowing, how what do you do? This is life. This is the way it is. Yeah, so there's a lot here, but thank you.
Thank you so much, Shauna. And we put that intention and all of these intentions, all that we're letting go and all that we're calling in into the field. And I loved it when Teacher Wei talked about the field and how the sages from the ages, the lineages that Dr. Pong worked with in creating this system, Ozanin Qigong, how the enlightened masters, the bodhisattvas, I believe the word he used was they created a structure in the field. And we are benefiting from that field and contributing to that field. And it's so powerful. I mean, just taking in what he was sharing about this field that's been created and nurtured, and the love and wisdom and gratitude and joy and peace and acceptance that are there for us. The power of it just feels so rich and brings up such gratitude. And so we're in the right place for these powerful intentions. Does anyone else want to share? Mikala.
I am letting go of a kind of victim edge to trauma. And I recognize that there are ways of being that could accurately be described as not normal. But I'm letting go of it being something wrong with me. And I see it more now as normal human reactions to difficult moments in life. And when I was a child, I used to see giants. When I mean giant, I mean big like a skyscraper. Beings that were kind of humanoid shape, but they're so large it was hard to appreciate details. But once I did see a hand, and the index finger was longer than the middle finger, and the edges, they were white, and they were made like a substance that was like clouds. And they got me out of quite a few pinches when I was small. The ends of their toes and fingers were like Dr. Seuss socks. They were wispy outcroppings. And one time when I was around 7 years old, my father offered to do some magic for me that would change my mashed potatoes, which made me gag because I was allergic to milk and my mother put milk in them. He could change them back to round potatoes, which I liked. And he told me to close my eyes, and when I opened them, um, he had just sort of put the mashed potatoes in a ball. And I was so, it was like he was wrecking magic. It was a lie. And over time, 6, 7 years old, which I know developmentally is normal, we lose that connection to magic. And now I'm realizing that from dissociating when I was young, I have preserved a kind of childlike ability to be very free in the cosmos, actually from my trauma. And it may be weird at times, but I'm actually getting to a point where the thing I found hardest in life is the thing I've become most grateful for. And now when I La Chi, I've always seen it as a kind of balanced open and close, open and close. But now I'm noticing that the close is more rapid. I see it like this white stuff that these beings were made out of. And I see that the close is faster than the open now. This is new for about a month. And that it's part of manifestation, creating, being, like, it's like there's an elastic where what you ask for comes back quickly, which has opened the door for me to, in unity consciousness, in the Minghui field, whatever you want to call it, there's so much abundance and generosity in the universe that it's forcing me to open to get off on the joy of other people getting what they want and what nature getting what it wants and needs. And left, right, and center, I am receiving things I've asked for my whole life. And they haven't come to me, they've come to younger women, or other people, they've come to animals. And so now what I'm taking up is I want to help whales that were still suffering from the BP oil spill off the coast of the Gulf of Mexico, suffering not just from the oil, but the dispersants that have been, chemicals that have been put in the water to hide the oil. And I just know that it's going to happen. I'm just letting go of my holding on to trauma like a limiting belief, and instead harvesting the places I reached to survive. And whales used to come to me to help me breathe in near-death experiences. And I just want to give back. So I'm letting go of believing I can't do it. And I just now wanted to see what happens. Sorry, it hasn't been around 7 times yet, so it's a little long. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for sharing and putting that in the field. And I also believe that you will be helping them. And that all of our intentions of support that we're putting in this field will magnify how any other sharings? You're also welcome if you'd like to put in the chat what you're releasing and calling in if you'd like to.
Hi.
And,
Um, Thank you so much for this, because it's very inspiring to hear what other people are saying, and I'm kind of feeling quite vulnerable, but I realize that there's a limiting belief that I have been holding most of my life, and that is I have been able to manifest all kinds of amazing and wonderful and sometimes miraculous things, but the belief has been I can create anything except self-healing. I can't heal my own body. And I know, I know that it is possible to do that, that our bodies are made to self-heal. But I have continued to hold this belief, and I've tried to let it go many times, but I am putting it out there now because I have a deep desire to really release this belief and just trust. And it's always been around health. It hasn't been, other things are like I flow. And this one has been a real challenge. And I would like to welcome in joy and trust, because what has accompanied all of this is a lot of angst. So I am putting that out there. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. Receiving that into the field and letting the field work its real magic, giving our bodies back their sovereignty.
But would you be willing for us to heal you until you can do it yourself?
Of course. I welcome healing. I definitely do.
We're all in this together. Allah. Anyone else? Okay. Let's take our Qigong posture, either sitting, standing, or lying down. Feel your spine straight, your chin tucked in. Let's connect with the gratitude in our hearts. For being together, for the field, for Dr. Pong, Teacher Wei, all the healing and awakening wisdom traditions that are based on light and love and wisdom. And feel ourselves connecting to the earth below, going down through the vegetation and the soil, through the minerals and crystals, through all the layers down into the core of the earth, the crystal core that gives us gravity, turn energy into form, and feel the gratitude for all the experiences we get to have, for being in this body, and knowing that we chose to come and be in this body, just like we chose to be here together today. Feeling our heads stretch up into the blue skies. Past the moon and the sun into Star Nation. Feel the energy in front of you. It'll represent our future in this practice. The energy behind us representing our past. Connect to the energy to the left. Feminine energy, the energy to the right. The masculine energy. Feel into our hearts, into this present moment, this powerful present moment, the moment of now, where gentle healing and awakening occurs. Knowing we are perfectly balanced, cradled between heaven and earth, connected to the pure consciousness field where Mengshui love, joy, peace, gratitude, and acceptance are the dominant frequencies. And we receive those frequencies and with gratitude feel Mengshui coming through Baiwei and settling into Senshi Palace. If you'd like, you can make the in sound. Feel it reverberating, extending through all the cells of the brain, of the head, moving through your eyes, your ears, your smell, your taste. All the sensory organs in your head. Feel Mengshui moving down your neck, through your shoulders, your arms and your hands, helping you release, put down what you're carrying. We put it down, put it down, put it down now. Making space for something else, something better. Mengshui moves into our heart and our lungs. May immediately begin to spread this luscious nourishment through our body, our circulatory system, our respiratory system. Receive it, light up. Mengshui moves down into our chest, our breasts, into our organs. Into our immune system, our digestive system, taking these experiences from the past, helping us truly digest them on an energetic level. It moves through our endocrine system, our lymphatic system, our sympathetic and parasympathetic system. All systems known and unknown receive this luscious nourishment, become harmonized and balanced in this moment and moving forward. Ming Shui moves through our spine, our whole skeletal system, down our legs, our knees, our calves, our feet. Take some deep breaths here as we merge with the universal Huanyan Qi, with the pure consciousness field. We are one. We are Ming Shui love. We are happiness. We are gratitude. We are peace. We are acceptance. This state and this knowing move throughout every atom, every cell, all the space in our body and in our chi field, extending all around us, clearing, purifying, transforming. Feel the beautiful future. Feel gratitude for the past. Experience the gratitude of the now. Reach out in front of us, scoop up a big ball of Huanyan Qi, and lift it up above our heads, up to the center of the Milky Way, the galaxy that we call home, of the purest, finest Qi, the Qi of creation. Is available to us in abundance. We receive it. Breathe it into lower Dantian. And pour it down, filling the spaces of upper Dantian, purifying and transforming all that was released, filling the spaces with pure, original Huanyan Qi. Moving it through, down our neck, through our shoulders, heart, our lungs, middle Dantian, moving it through lower Dantian, reaching down, bending, chin tucked, vertebrae by vertebrae, reaching down to Mother Earth, deep, deep into Mother Earth. Breathing in to Ming Shui Palace, receiving this energy, scooping it up, pulling it up through our chi bodies, lifting it up, back up. To the center of the galaxy. We are portals between heaven and earth, co-creating our reality with our intentions, in the Meng Shui pure consciousness field. And all the sages from the ages that are there supporting us, making things possible, making things happen that we don't understand. Seeing ourselves as clear, transparent channels, receiving, and pouring chi down. Pouring chi down. One more time, tucking in your chin, bending over vertebrae by vertebrae. Scooping up a ball of chi. Breathing into Mingmen Palace. And lifting chi up. Up into the center of the Milky Way. Pouring it down, imprinting ourselves. A new body, a new range of emotion, new mental abilities, a new spirit, a bright new future. Let your hands rest by your side. Take some breaths. We're going to do push and pull. I invite you to consider the pushing as recognition of all you're releasing, and the pulling as recognition of all that you're receiving. Lifting our arms up, feeling all of the gates of our body open. We push outward, extending our blessings and gratitude, sending out everything we no longer need for composting. Pulling in, receiving all the blessings, confidence, trust, joy, balance. Pushing out and pulling in at your own pace, giving gratitude for what you're releasing and what you're receiving. Sending the Meng Shui pure consciousness field in all directions with each movement. resonating in this field. Sending gratitude and blessings to all sentient beings. Receiving the same. And when you're ready, let your hands move to your side and stack them on lower dantian. On Du Chi. And take some breaths here, integrating the new you, free from what you were carrying. Replaced with something better, your intentions or something better. And lifting our hands and bowing in gratitude to Dr. Pong and Teacher Wei, to all the teachers and healers and practitioners, to those that came before us, and structured the field, and for those who will come after us. And giving gratitude to ourselves for showing up, for being in a community that knows we are one, we are love, we are peace, we are gratitude, we are acceptance. Howla. And I can't wait to see the despacho. And then for those of you who would like to, after we look at the despacho, I have another song to play where if you want to stay and listen to it, we're going to imagine ourselves back in our cribs and listen to this music as a way to celebrate our new selves. But first, I'd love to see what Craig has created.
There you go.
Let's see.
Can
Can
you
I,
hear me?
Yes, perfectly.
can we pin that somehow so it's the,
Oh, thank you. Let me pin that. All right, can you guys see it bigger now? Oh,
we
my
can't, but that,
Oh,
oh,
maybe, do I
oh,
need,
it's on there.
I need
We
to
can,
unmute you.
yeah.
No, you don't need to unmute me.
I touched it with pin on my Zoom and it made it bigger. I don't know if you did it at the same time.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
you have to do it individually, I think.
there we
oh,
go.
There we go.
okay.
There we
I
go.
pinned it and I guess it didn't work for everyone.
Yeah, so the little dots on yours, on that one. There we go. Ooh, cool.
We won't be able to see as much detail, but I have to thank everyone here and Stephanie for allowing me to participate. And I tell you, it's beyond words, how intimate, I was able to be with this, with everyone in your hearts. And, the gratitude, for me coming up from all this is, being connected to each one of you in your hearts that shared with me and the many things that came. So I can't express them all in words. Don't have the time, but thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, since this is a new moon, um, there's only the presence of the divine feminine. So I created the bottom layer as the womb and the red of the feminine, and made that the rich base for this medicine. And over that, I overlaid blue, darker here. This is south, west, north, east, and center, physical body, emotional, spiritual, and mental, and soul. And so it started here and gradually came up of all of our emotions and that are deep inside and also up here. And in those, as you were sharing, I placed seeds of different colors, white, black, and colored, inside those emotions. And it's hard to explain how integrated the seeds became with what was being expressed of the emotions, the wanting to release, and the beauty of that coming together for me was extraordinarily special to be able to sense that. And so the seeds were planted of release all through there. And then this, there's a couple layers of this. This is and this is the heart. And when you talked about the Minju heart, I placed it here. And out of that this is gratitude coming up into here and up and then returning back. And especially one of you spoke of returning, wanting to come back, and this gratitude coming back in, down into our deeper selves, into our hearts, coming to our heart to give back, to heal. That's what this is. And it almost looks like fallopian tubes. And so I put seeds right in there for that. And then when you were, and so then there's, and also sprinkled in here were a little bit of yellow from the mental body that holds us into these things that were being expressed. So I added that in there too. So there's this mix of the emotions, the mental part that's holding us there and thinking certain things, and then the seeds of wanting to release and what we see. And then it's dispersed with gratitude. And so this I put down here when you're saying the bringing down the chi. This is I saw an alignment. So everybody was coming into alignment and in balance of our emotions and our gratitude, emotions and gratitude, balancing that out with all those emotions with our gratitude. And then this is the chi coming down. And I'll add one more thing because do I have just a moment?
Yeah, sure.
Since this is the new moon and I'm going to offer this instead of fire. I'm going to offer it to the water, to the river that runs down by where we live. And so I'm asking water because water and moon have a great relationship, and in terms of tides, all the water that moves our emotions inside our body, which are mostly water, and asking water to help us move those emotions like it is on this despacho, releasing and coming back as water does in the water cycle. If we release it and it does come back and it's fresh and new. And I ask water to do that. And then there's a relationship between the sun and the moon the moon also, I mean, the sun with its temperatures creates currents in the water. And so asking those currents, I'm asking the sun and the moon to be in a dance together, moving these emotions, helping us move them. And so I've just started, I'll start this this is a dance of the sun, the moon, and our emotions dancing together, creating currents of movement. And I will probably do some movement or a dance after we're done with this despacho, and to encourage the movement. And I feel free to dance. And there you have it.
Oh, Craig, such a
So thank you.
beautiful contribution. Thank you
It-
so much.
The contribution is, this is all of everything that you hold in your hearts and you've shared so boldly and vulnerably, and it's all here. And so I thank you for having this presence here in our home. Thank you, in our hearts.
Our hearts reflecting that back to you. And I'm just so touched with gratitude for you joining us, and for this potent medicine, and for the release to the water of this. So I'm going to invite you guys now to imagine yourself in your crib. We know that time is not linear, that it's spiral. Quantum physics is teaching us that, and I have a feeling we're going to learn about that in the next class, how time can collapse back on itself. So I'm inviting you to listen to this song and to the words, and set this in your hearts. Share one more time. Find the song here. Whoops. I think I forgot to do sound. Sorry, let me share again and do the sound this time. Oh, I did do it. Okay.
Doctors have come from distant cities just to see me. Stand over my bed, disbelieving what they're seeing. They say I must be one of the wonders, God's own creation. And as far as they see, they can offer no explanation. Newspapers ask intimate questions, want confessions. They reach into my hair to steal the glory of my story. They say I must be one of the wonders, God's own creation. And as far as they see, they can offer no explanation. I believe fate smiled and
Ah, bright new futures. Thank you all so much. If anyone wants to share, you're welcome to. I would just like to share that this has been so special to share this new moon practice with all of you, and you have made it really touching.
Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Craig. Really went deep into my heart. So beautiful.
Thank you, everyone. Blessings.
Thank you, Craig. Stephanie.
Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Craig.
Thank you.
Give him a hug for all of us.
Hola. Everyone,
Allah.
He's amazing.
Thank you,
He's
to
amazing.
everyone. Stephanie, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is extraordinary. Extraordinary.
What a new moon gift.